speech. Now, he's in Greenwich, Connecticut at a DNC event, and here's a bad part of what Obama did as well yesterday. So this is what he says about some Democrats, the professional left, as Robert Gibbs would call them. Quote, Democrats just congenitally tend to see the glass as half empty. We get a historic health care bill passed. Oh, well, the public option wasn't there. If you get financial reform bill passed, then, well, I don't know about this particularly derivatives rule. I'm not sure that I'm satisfied with that. And gosh, we haven't brought about world peace. And I thought that was going to happen quicker. You know who you are. There's laughter throughout all this, like the people who he's raising money from are, eating this up. And he continues, we've had the most productive, progressive legislative session in at least a generation. So basically, Obama's saying here, God, were we not merciful? We gave you all of this change, and we called it historic, and you're still belly aching over it, right? But first of all, if he thinks derivatives reform is just like a minor part of, I gave you a reform.
Right. Public option, more, you're right, the derivatives reform even more so than the public option, but compared to world peace, like these were not unreasonable things to ask for. World peace, that's unreasonable.
Yeah,
See, that's the part that bothers me.
Right, because then you threw that straw man in. Because name a single progressive, liberal, any professional left person who's saying, damn it, Obama should have brought me world peace by now.
I can't believe he didn't bring me world peace. He's a failure.
Yeah.
He's a failure. They're still fighting. They're still fighting around the world. Pakistan and India still don't get along.
Yeah, and how about Sri Lanka? How come Obama didn't fix that?
What a jackass.
Come on. Nobody says that.
Trouble in Chechnya.
No, these are reasonable issues, right? Here's how it would have been better if you asked me. Look, I tried really hard. We had really strong opposition, right? And I wish to God we had put the public option in there. I wish we had much stronger derivatives reform. That's why I fought for it. Now, we didn't get everything we wanted, but I promise that if you give me another shot, I'm going to go after those guys again. I'm going to go after those rules again, and we're going to make it better. Well, come on. How is that not 100 times better?
Well, and because that's essentially saying almost more than he would want to say. I know that's what you'd like to hear, and I understand. It's what I'd like to hear, too. But there's even a halfway point between that and what you said of, look, I know progressives, I think we've had a very progressive administration. I mean, saying we've had the most progressive administration in a generation, that's 25 years. It's 2010, that's 1985. That's just 8 years of Bill Clinton. Yeah.
So he's saying I'm slightly more progressive than Bill Clinton.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? You can go further. You go ahead. Take it from 1968. We've had the most progressive administration in 42 years. Good for you.
Yeah, besides which, he, of course, doesn't say that because he knows he can't compete with Carter. Is it because he doesn't even want to?
He can compete with Carter.
No, but he thinks, oh, wait, if I say I'm more liberal than Carter, then Fox News will beat me up.
Oh, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, but he could. It's true. Right. I mean, or I don't even know. But it's why it's irrelevant. It's only 25. So what he could say is, there are things that you wanted that I didn't think we could get past. And I understand that you want that, but I still think these are good pieces of legislation. And I don't know that it helps to spend all our time complaining about the things we didn't get and instead appreciating the things that we did get. And these fights are never over, and these changes are never over as we continue to go forward. It doesn't say, I'm going to go back and fight for it, because he might not be able to go back and fight for it. But it doesn't suggest, what it doesn't do is say,
right,
screw you for wanting world peace.
Yeah. And politically speaking, how stupid is it before an election? I know they're angry. I know they're frustrated. They think they changed the world, and we couldn't disagree more. So that drives them crazy. They just want the credit. They're like, "Come on, we did it," and we just don't think you did it. And we have an honest disagreement about that.
I don't
right?
think. By the way, I don't think they think they changed the world. I don't. I don't think they think that. I don't think they care whether they changed the world. I think they want to make sure that you turn out and vote with excitement, and that the people that the Lanny Davis crowd also turns out and votes, and that you give it credit or not, just show.
Yeah, and but it's even if you are that frustrated that you didn't get the proper credit in your mind, etc. You don't say before an election to your base, "Hey, you were unreasonable, you were schmucks," and make fun of them.
Yeah, because it's you know what, I think it is reasonable. Because there are moments that I've felt, enough with the belly aching, like the endless belly aching, like enough with the dismissing everything as pointless. You know, the financial reform bill isn't pointless. It isn't. It unquestionably should have attacked the core of the problem more. But as I think you've laid a groundwork for doing that. I think you've made it much easier to do that. I have no idea whether they're going to do it, but I think you've made it possible to have a bill that just deals with derivatives, even if it's 4 years from now. And same with a public option once you've seen that maybe this doesn't work. I don't know whether you will. But so I get like, God, Democrat, Jesus, we won't even allow ourselves to celebrate something politically which might help us to continue a majority which would help. But I agree with you. You don't belittle the people who are working hard and believe in change, especially the smart people.